In May this year, Singapore joined the list of countries seeking to protect the citizens from harmful online content by introducing legislation to combat the spread of false information. Some public force said this is the law that the government tried to muzzle the freedom of speech. Is it this law, broader to fake news or struggle against the freedom of speech? We should understand what needs to be done under the conditions of freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech is about being able to publish what you see as the truth without influence by some form of authority telling you what you can or cannot say. Usually there are certain standards of journalism that apply. Things like how many sources you should have before you're publishing something, how many things, what kind of verifications. And as long as you follow those, you should be, a free press should be free to publish whatever it is that they conclude, without a government or without any other special.
Freedom of speech is important to everyone, especially in journalism. Journalists play a role to publish the truth in media. Media free is also important to our society.
It's important because, I think the highest calling and the highest authority that good journalism answers to has to be the truth. You can't. It's only genuine freedom if you're allowed to publish the truth. If you're not allowed to publish the truth, if the truth is in any way hidden, if the truth is in any way downplayed, then that is no longer real press freedom. So I think the first duty of a journalist and the first duty of a news organization is to print and publish and report the truth. And there should be nothing that hinders them from doing that.
There are many factors can influence the freedom of speech, especially fake news. Recently, Singapore has approached fake news law that is a struggle of freedom of speech.
Yeah, so I think the main implication is if the anti-fake news laws are used to silence dissenting points of view, right? It's hard to, let's say an independent news publisher comes into some information and publishes a point of view. And that, not all points of view, not all kinds of news can be factually proven. Some of it is just kind of incidental. Sometimes you string 3 different facts together and come up with a conclusion. And a different person could put those 3 facts together and come up with a different conclusion. So what happens when they put together one conclusion and the government says that's the wrong conclusion, right? Then they can call that person out for publishing something quote unquote untrue. Whereas the way journalism is supposed to work in a free media environment is that you publish different dissenting points of view. Freedom at the end of the day is not about everybody agreeing. It's about different people allowing people to present different dissenting points of view, and you as the individual get to decide which of these is correct for you, right? And so that's the danger, is that if it quiets too much of these dissenting points of view, where the only point of view that's allowed is the one that's sponsored by the state.
This is Zhang Shujing.